homegirls ain't gonna be there? Oh, they'll be there. Hey, Josh. How'd you like to be part of the team? Where are the white women at?
Let's do this.
The idea actually was Sean's idea.
Sean came up with the idea. And I thought he was crazy. I was like, you what?
We were sitting around just kind of reading magazines, and he had this magazine that had Paris and Nikki Hilton. It was like a FHM or one of these magazines. He was reading the interview and he just was laughing. And he goes, me and Marlon should play these girls.
And we play who? You white women? And I was like, no. And then when I started digesting it, I was like, you know what, that could be pretty interesting.
As soon as he said it, I was like, that's brilliant.
Well, actually, it was our idea. It was me, Marlon, Keenan, and my other writing partners, Yoembi and Green Tea. And those are the two guys that keep me up at night thinking of ideas. So.
Welcome to the Royal Hamptons Hotel.
The bag's in the car, Jose.
The name is Gomez.
Whatever. Yeah, great. Here, and take baby. Clean out his bag. Poor thing just pooped everywhere. And teach him how to say quiero Taco Bell. Thanks a lot, Rico Suave. Grazie. Thanks, Julio.
I just think it's classic. It's classic comedy. It's not for a race. It's not for a gender. It's an experience that everybody can appreciate. It's a classic. It's like Some Like It Hot or Miss Doubtfire. It's actually, we like to call it Some Like It Hot meets Big Mama's House on a diet with Miss Doubtfire's makeup.
Holy smokes! Yeah! That was nice.
I mean, we go for what's funny, and that's, that's going for something that's not the usual every time out in the movie's experience. So, we just try to keep it as funny as we could keep it. There's not like one thing that we go, gotta have that ingredient. We can't put it out. Don't have that spice. It's not that. It's just we, just keep trying to push the envelope on, what's funny.
Damn.
Because we don't just go for humor. Because humor makes you smile. And we try to make you laugh. So we want to try to make you bust a gut. So what we like to do with the audience is take them down a familiar path. And just when you think you figured it out, we give you something a little different. And that's where you get the bigger laugh.
It was so funny and so preposterous. Initially, the idea of thinking of Marlon and Sean as white women was absurd.
When you see it, you know that it's definitely Wayans. Nobody does a comedy like them. That's what's gonna make this an amazing film.
I think the Wayans brothers have a very specific sense of humor that, sometimes I don't even think it's always the funniest. like it's like really specific.
Oh my God. What happened to the sun?
Easy, white chocolate. I wouldn't want you to melt.
Yeah, hasta la vista, Schwarzenegger.
There's a term that's called going there. You might hear it on Ricky Lake or something like, don't go there. Wayans Brothers comedies go there, and they stay there. And they don't mind if you squirm while you are there. That's a Wayans Brothers comedy.
And if you need to use protection, tell Latrell there's an extra shower curtain in the bathroom.
But ultimately, the movie really is more about our two guys who become better men after living their lives as women.
There's an underlying whole female-male relationship back and forth with Gina and Marcus, with how things happen and get confusing inside relationships. And then you also have the start of a new one with Denise and Kevin in their relationship.
Marlon, in his relationship with his wife, is very typical of most men. He's, we think that being a good provider is the priority.
And slowly but surely, he's not taking her out as much, and he's not complimenting her, you know, making nice compliments anymore. And so she's looking and she's thinking that he's losing interest. And anytime you feel like your man's losing interest, you think there's someone else involved.
Sean is the guy who hasn't found the right girl, who's, you know, just out there doing his thing, and secretly hopes to find the right girl. And always telling Marlon how lucky he is, but Marlon can't see that, and Sean can't see Marlon saying how lucky he is. So the grass is always greener, and so that's sort of their approach to their love life.
About 8 o'clock, is that good?
Yeah, 8 sounds great.
8 sounds good, okay. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care. Yes.
Well, you know, I think the underlying theme pretty much is be who you are, be yourself.
I think that it shows that, you know, that it's not just about the physical, you know, that there's more to life than just that.
You call them all day long because you just want to know how their day is going, you know, and what they're thinking about, and if they're thinking about you. And you spend all day trying to find the perfect outfit, and you even change your hairstyle just so he'll take a second look.
But they never notice.
Sometimes I just wish that they could trade places with us so that they would know how it feels, you know?
Well, with us, and the reason we like working together is that everybody does something well. And so, you know, Sean is very good at ideas and concepts and things like that. I always say he's good with coming up with the idea, I'm good at executing the idea, and Marlon's good at performing the idea. So in each phase of the process, somebody excels and is able to raise everybody else's game.
First, we go, what's funny about it? And you start thinking about what's funny, and you just start beating it around. Normally that process happens with our producing partner, Rick Alvarez. He's always there. All right, you got it, this is great. And so, you know, we kind of throw it around and bat around, and this is funny and that's funny. And that's the fun part.
So then it was about making a list of all the things that black men would do in this situation. And then all the things that a woman and then a white female would do in the same situation. And then kind of juxtaposing like that. And that gave us sort of the equations for the jokes.
Hey, yo! You do that again, I'm gonna bust.
And bust out in tears.
Oh my gosh. Brandon, you're a jerk.
And then the bad part is when you go, all right, now let's poke holes in it and see what's wrong with it, and then have to answer those questions. And then that's the monotony. But the fun part is just going, oh man, and we all three think completely different. And so if someone throws out a joke and it might not be the exact joke, the other guy flushes it out, and then the other guy kind of takes it home. So, you know, it's a fun process, you know?
So show on my face, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, all right. You don't want to be here. And you're trying to, these are all tactics.
Hop in. Take your time. Watch those marshmallows.
You're in a rhythm, and you guys kind of, it's like you play hot potato with the idea. So you'll say something and the other person go, oh, what about that? And then you go, oh yeah, what about that? And you just keep pitching until someone says something corny, and then you drop the potato on the ground.
And you can't just throw it out there. You have to throw it out there and it makes some sense. And you know, and if it's bad, what they do is freeze you. And when they freeze you, that means it's not funny, and you get this.
Then once we get out there, then it's about, okay, how do we take it up a notch? And they trust me as their director, and I let them do pretty much what they want to do as actors. You know, we always get what we need first, and then I allow them to play, and they come up with brilliant stuff. And so that's kind of our working process.